Recently, I've been journaling a lot. It's something I've brought back into my life. And anytime I start journaling again, I always wonder, why did I stop doing this? This is incredible. There's so many amazing benefits of journaling. This has been a time in my life where there's been a lot of unknowns. Recently got out of a relationship. I'm living in a new country in Mexico City, figuring out how I'm going to work my business, figuring out different emotions that are going through my head, plans that I want to achieve moving forward, and what are the steps to get to that achievement. And all these things float in your head in this big mush. For me, when I journal, it just allows me to simplify things and see everything that my brain might circle around for weeks on end and just see it in a moment on a page. This is what my brain looks like. These are the issues that I've been repeating over and over. That's another thing that I've found to be so incredibly beneficial for me is I'll see when I write down a problem or something I didn't accomplish that I wanted to, that I've been doing this over and over. I can look at a journal from 10 years ago, and I wish I had continued to journal continuously through this 10-year stretch from when I can find original journals. Might even be from longer than 10 years ago, but it's still the exact same problems. I have an issue with an internet addiction. I have certain relationship issues, and it's the same issues that pop up over and over. And Alex Hormozy, who I like his content a lot, I think he gives very valuable information. He defines learning in such an interesting way that I think is just such an awesome way of thinking about the word learning, where it would be someone in the same scenario acts differently. Once you act differently, that is the enactment of learning. So same situation, different action. Journaling allows you to learn faster. And then he defines intelligence as the rate of learning. How fast do you change your action when you're faced with that same scenario? Journaling allows me to see when I've been facing certain conflicts and how I've reacted to them, and if I need to change the reaction. I also like journaling to track my habits. I like to write down and fill out certain boxes of important habits that I like to track. For me, that's going to be waking up early in the morning. It's going to be creating content, prayer in the morning, and different learning. So when I'm doing the things that are important to me, a journal allows me to track those and hold myself responsible. It allows me to see and be a man of my word, where sometimes you think in my head, oh, I should do this, but it doesn't feel official. So you don't feel like you're lying to yourself and going against your own word when you don't do what you said you would within your head. When you write it down, it's almost like there's a separate version of you that exists on these pages that you want to make sure that you're not lying to that person. You're not breaking your word to that person. So as far as following up with my own word, I said tomorrow I'm going to go out and go door to door and try to network with different businesses. Once I write it down, it feels like it's a word. And to me, honesty is one of my main values. And I feel like I'm being dishonest when I write something down and I don't do it. So it's that extra motivation. Lastly, you can really map out and stage and figure out and brainstorm different actions that you need to take to get where you want to be. You can ask yourself those questions that are so important. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? How am I going to get there? Exploring those options, because there's so many steps and it's a difficult decision to make sometimes, where exactly do I want to be? And it's a question that's very, very important to answer. for me at least, my brain doesn't work in a way where I can formulate so many steps within my head. But once I start writing it down, I could say, okay, that seems like a good initial step. What could be next from that? Or even working down from top down. Okay, what's the 5-year goal? What's the lifelong goal? How can I work my way down until this day today and figure out the actions and brainstorm? They're just hypotheses at this point, and you can take action on those hypotheses. Is that the plural of hypothesis? I don't know. And you can see what is working and what is getting you closer to those goals, and move forward on a path that you create through yourself within writing. So those are a few ways that I find journaling to be so beneficial, to see the mistakes I'm making over and over, to plan out the future of my life, to write out a hypothesis and then act on it the next day and keep my word to myself and see what happens when I do that activity and track that, and then just track habits in general. For all those reasons, I find journaling to be so incredible. And then you can literally see what your subconscious looked like, what your brain looked like, and how it's changed through all these years. Wouldn't that be such an incredible gift to the older version of yourself? So for all those reasons, I love journaling. I'm so happy I've picked it up again, and I will continue to do it for the rest of my life.